He never be paying attention to what we doing.
Oh, is it we on?
Yes, we're
Oh my
on.
God. I was like whistling.
I know you were. I
Ooh.
know you were. Hey,
Hey,
y'all.
y'all.
Oh my gosh, y'all, we were at Our Rich Journeys meetup
Some
today.
of our favorite peeps.
Yep, from 2 o'clock until like, I don't know, 8,
Not too long
8:30.
ago.
Yes. So we got our little camera is off and everything.
So we want to, say, give some kudos to
Yes.
Christina
and
and Armand.
Armand of Our Rich Journey. Shout out.
Yes,
Their
yes.
meetup was amazing. There was about 300 to 500 people there.
Oh my God.
It was
People from all over the world.
All over the world.
Yes.
I mean, last year there were only 70. And a lot of Black folks, y'all. A lot of Black folks came to Portugal who are on the road to financial independence. Yes. Who are also perhaps thinking about moving somewhere outside the United States, and they are part of the reason why we decided Portugal, right? Christina and Aman.
Oh, yeah. We came out here.
Exactly.
Because of them to go to their meetup last year, which we are now alumni to.
Exactly. And so that's a perfect segue into the ugly truth about the American dream.
Yeah.
You need to leave while you can.
Yeah.
Right?
Probably
all right. Let's get to it.
Idea.
Let's get to it. So
just about over a month ago, Amelia and JP, who live in Ecuador, did a video called The New American Dream. Getting out. It's time to get out, y'all. And they gave some reasons why you should consider to leave the United States ASAP.
Yes. So we are going to continue that conversation, right?
Yep.
And we're going to give you some interesting statistics that are going to blow you away, or maybe they won't. Maybe you already know this stuff, as well as the top 5 reasons that we believe that our Black Utopia family is getting out of Dodge, making that happen, getting their plan in place.
Peace out.
Well, we're going to introduce ourselves. Hey, y'all. My name's Halisi.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money, travel, and retiring abroad as we build generational wealth. Are we building generational wealth?
Jen, yeah.
We're building generational wealth.
We'll
see if the next generation is actually going to get it.
If they listen, but if they don't listen,
we'll see if they're going to get it.
They ain't getting, we leaving it too. Well, we got a dog no more.
We don't have a dog anymore.
Can we get a cat?
Maybe. But first, if you are new to our channel, then you may not know that about 7 years ago, Rick and I were getting close to retirement age, and we looked at our money and it looked crazy. Crazy. He had some beer and wine today, y'all.
I had some wine. It
looked crazy. But
I'm in Portugal.
That's right. About 4 years ago, we got our financial act together, and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1 million in net worth. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell twice so that you will know every single time we go live or drop a new video.
Yes.
Right? And if you like our content, hit the like button. So, all right, we're going to get right to it. This info was taken from Entrepreneur Magazine from an article by Solo. I think his name is Kisei, I believe, and a white paper done by getgoldenvisa.com as well as Portugal News.
When you say Solu?
Solu? Well, he's not Portuguese necessarily.
Okay.
So I don't know, y'all. Hopefully I pronounced the brother's name correctly. But in any event, it's a very interesting article. And if you would like to see it, we can link it in the description below. Just let us know in the chat.
So, we saw year over year inflation jump from 1.4% in 2020 to a blistering 7%.
Right? Yeah. Prices of eggs, y'all, rose 60%. 60% in 2022. Meanwhile, wage growth was just 5 to 5.5% last year. So wages, 5%, inflation, 7%. There's a 2% gap. Y'all lost 2% worth of money in buying power in the last year since 2021.
Yeah.
Right?
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
So American households currently hold 11.67 trillion with a T, trillion, not a capital T, but small t, $1 trillion in debt.
That's a 25% increase over 2021 or pre-COVID numbers, actually.
From 9.31 trillion that they held before COVID.
Yeah. And so meanwhile, 37% of Americans cannot handle a $400 emergency.
That's scary.
37%. And the medium, so listen to this, the median bank account balances right now, ages 45 to 55, is a small $6,400. And then for 55 to 64, it goes down actually to $5,620. So the average person around our age, between the ages of 45 and 65, has on average about $5,000 to $6,000 saved.
But I guess the people that got a little bit more money saved is like 65 to 74 because they got like 8,000.
Well, and we know how long that would last, right? So we definitely need to do a better job, but it's really hard to do that in a country where the wages, I mean, the minimum wage has not been raised federally since 2006, 2007, something like that. Still $7 and some odd cents in a lot of the United States. Now, of course, in Colorado, they did raise it. It's 15. California, it's 15.
Yeah, some states are trying.
They're trying, but by and large, it's still just $7. It's just $7, and that is the price of a dozen eggs in LA. Yeah. Minimum wage for an hour's worth of work will buy you a dozen eggs, and that's it. So how are people eating healthy? And look, why they want you to believe in the American dream is dead. I mean, at this point, the average person who is a millennial will not be able to afford to buy a house until 45 years old. As a matter of fact, the average home buyer right now is 45 years old. For their first home, y'all, for their first home, so that's up because it used to be only 40 years old, right? And now it's 45 years old. So in capitalist regimes, they have a system that they need to maintain. The rich remain rich because the middle class allows them to do that. They buy into the myth that someday they're going to be Elon Musk. And most likely that's simply not going to happen. The rich people own the banks.
They own the banks, they own the credit card companies. And guess who gets money from the credit card companies and the banks? People that ain't got no money. Because if you don't need the money, they will give it to you. But if you need the money, they're going to charge you for it.
The rich also have lobbyists in their pockets, right? Lobbyists control federal laws. They control state laws. They control city laws. I remember a lobbyist telling me, I don't have to deal with you. They were saying, they were relaying a story to me because I was never elected, but they were saying that they didn't have to deal with this certain representative because, in a few years they'd be out of office, but the lobbyist would still be there on the Hill to change laws and make sure that their rich contributors, their rich people who are paying them, made the laws that would serve them. So rich people, it's kind of like a donkey and carrot type of model, right? They keep dangling the carrot in front of you and you keep going towards it. But the system is rigged against you. The system is rigged against you, right? And so if you think about it, buying a house and all of these kinds of things, it takes a lot of capital to buy a house these days. And now the interest rates are up as well. So investing in the stock market obviously has a lower threshold, a lower barrier to entry. You $5, you can, invest in some stock.
Yeah.
Fractional shares, right?
Fractional shares, yes.
Fractional shares. And so, however, it takes 100% of whatever you invested to gain, dividends, earn money, et cetera. Whereas you can use those banks to invest in houses. But, how do you find good deals? And how do you pay that mortgage if you're only making X, Y, Z? And therein lies the conundrum. This system is set up so that there will always be rich, and now it looks like we're going to go back to the Gilded Age if we're not there already. So you've got a small class of rich folks and then everyone else. And we know that the people who are in the middle, who don't qualify for aid, but are not rich enough to do X, Y, and Z, are the ones that get hurt the most. And that's the majority of the folks who are watching our channel. All right. So let's give the top 5 reasons why the Our Black Utopia family, based upon what, the surveys done for Americans in general, and then what we know about y'all, why we are getting out of Dodge. Deuces. So we're going to go from lowest to highest. So number 5.
Number 5 is a quest for new adventure, interesting history, and charm.
So the Our Black Utopia family is not timid and likes exploring new places, learning new things. And so even those who have fear make a decision to do the doggone thing anyway, even though they're afraid.
And we've had a lot of people. This week has been a whirlwind of a week.
Yes, we had meetups.
Oh
hey, y'all,
God.
if you were at the meetups.
I mean, people just doing the damn thing, coming over here, checking things out, even if they weren't comfortable. Oh my God.
Yeah.
We give it to you. Our hearts are out. It's like, do it.
Yeah.
Do it. And they did it. So
exactly. I've got to put this up. The Thursday shorts, we try to keep them short, but I've got to put this up. So George Carlin said, that's why they call it the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it. Thanks, Maya. That is so hilarious.
Yes.
So number 5, a quest for new adventure, interesting history, and charm. And so a good portion of these folks are single, y'all. Just because we did it as a couple, and if you are not a couple, does not mean that you cannot do it. A good portion of the folks that we know here moved here as single folks. We even know single parents who have moved here.
Yeah. And something else, something that we really, really been seeing a lot and being asked to look at is it's a lot of women. Come on, fellas, where you at?
Where you at?
Where you at? That's the question I get asked by single women every time we meet.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about,
exactly.
Even at the meetup, we had 8 men, 9 men.
Yeah.
And only a couple of single men. Everybody else came with their partner /
So
wife.
guys, hey, come on.
All right. So number 4 reason is this is part of their retirement plan. The primary search typically entailed finding a cost-effective country in the U.S. where they could rely on their pensions without the stress. So if you are new to our channel, then you may not know that we live off of Rick's Social Security. We saved up 2 years living expenses, close to $100,000. And then we have our, 401ks, our IRAs, our brokerage accounts, and all of that are continuing to grow, that we continue to put money into, but we don't touch.
No.
We do not touch that. So we needed to find a place where we could live off of one Social Security check, because I'm not old enough to receive Social Security yet, y'all. All right. So number 5, a quest for new adventure, history, and charm. Number 4, it's part of the retirement plan. Number 3,
discouraged by the American mindset.
Yeah.
Folks are discouraged.
Yeah.
I mean, we feel the pain. We felt the pain, and we don't have to do this.
It's like being on the hamster wheel.
You don't have to do it.
So it is the typical American mindset basically is you work. You try to keep up with the Joneses. You get into debt trying to keep up with the Joneses, which means you have to work more, right? And so that debt makes it so that you are enslaved to that job. And it seems to me that it's just work, come home, sit in front of the TV, or go get groceries, have dinner, go to bed, wake up, work, come home, right? It's just this never-ending cycle.
Rinse and repeat.
Right. We've also found that people are discouraged by that all work and no play, want more balance. And so even those who are thinking about being a digital nomad realize that they can get all of their work done without people dropping by their cubicle or dropping by their office to chitty chat. They get their work done and then they head to the beach. They get their work done, then head for a hike. They get their work done, then go hang out with friends, right?
Our family. or take their toddlers across the street and just have fun with them until it's dark. And in the summer, they don't care. They just stay out.
Exactly. Exactly.
Till the toddler passes.
Yeah, it's serious. I mean, the park across the street, those kids they have those kids in the park. It's dark. It's safe. You don't have to worry about it. And these are the kinds of experiences that people who watch Our Black Utopia want to experience. They don't want their children growing up watching mom and dad be stressed out. And then the other part to that is we have also found about mindset is that they don't want their children to repeat those bad habits,
Right.
of having expectations of the trappings that we should have, the things, the Louis Vuitton or whatever, the matching Teslas or whatever, get into debt to try and do that just to be enslaved again. So that's number 3. So number 1 was a quest for new adventure. Or number 5 was a quest for new adventure. Number 4 was a retirement plan. Number 3, they're discouraged by the American mindset. Number 2,
cost of living.
Almost everyone that we have talked to use cost of living as one of the major reasons why they are considering retiring and or moving from the U.S. Healthcare costs, right?
Yes.
That's major. Y'all know our story. When I was trying to get help for my dad who has dementia and realized that he basically had to be destitute before the government steps in with any kind of help. And he has a pension and Social Security, but $3,000 a month is not going to pay a $9,000 a month bill for a lot of these places where he has to stay. I didn't want that for us.
No.
I did not want that for us.
I know you didn't. I mean, even the cost of food, the quality of food.
The quality of food.
I mean, I talked to a lot of people today.
Yes.
I've been talking to a lot of people for this week.
Yeah.
And, talking about the food in the United States, the food here in Portugal, or other places, and it's different. It's totally different. I was explaining to a young lady today that we don't refrigerate our eggs. And she kind of looked at me like, huh? You don't? It's like, no, we don't refrigerate our eggs. That's an American thing.
Yeah, it's definitely American because they don't even do it in Mexico for the most part.
You go to the butcher and you have him cut your steak for you. And guess what, y'all? You ain't even got to tenderize it. It's tender.
Yeah.
It's tender.
Yep. Hey, Dira, I see you all in the chat. Thank you for showing up. So the food quality is better. We were talking to some people today and they said there's a bunch of them that went out to dinner and the cost was €60 for like 5 people. They had drinks, alcoholic drinks, not just soda pop, right? They had starters, they had appetizers, they had their main meal, they had dessert, and it was €60.
Yeah.
Last time we were in the States, 5 guys for 3 people, fast food for 3 people was $40. So, all right. So number 5, we have quest for new adventure. Number 4, retirement plan. Number 3, discouraged by the American mindset. Number 2, cost of living. What do you think number 1 is? Social and political unrest. The number 1 reason, social and political unrest. And we cannot lessen the impact and the importance of that because if you are not safe, if you do not feel safe, what else matters, right? We're talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs here. At the foundation is survival, right? Is safety. Yeah. And if you don't feel safe, and we didn't feel safe living in the United States, right? So there's a growing discomfort with the political climate. There is a growing discomfort with the fact that it seems like every step forward is followed by 2 steps back, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's a growing discomfort with the ease in which people show hate overtly in your face. There is a discomfort.
I mean, the politicians themselves. Come on, Florida. Come on, Ron DeSantis. Really?
Not just him. I mean, it's all across the country. When when you can be on the floor, when the president is giving a State of the Union and someone can yell from the floor, "You lie," that would have been unheard of 20 years ago. Just absolutely unheard of. And if you're going to tell the president of the United States, call him a liar when he wasn't lying, if you can call him a liar, then how are you going to treat other folks?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's just crazy. And so you got the high increase of racial murders. You have an increase of mass murders, right? An increase of getting the cops called on you by Karen and Ken.
Yeah, just
and it's right, being harassed and everything else. And it's just the perfect cocktail. So
get out.
Get out. This is the ugly truth. The American dream is dead. It's dead. If it ever was alive, maybe in the 50s when people had GI Bills for white folks, because a lot of Black folks did not get the GI Bill, even though they fought. So, the notion of being able to build generational wealth and all of that, the notion of being able to survive, to keep your standard of living when inflation is at 7% and the average raise is only 5%. I don't see how folks can do it, right? And then you put all of that tension and that stress. Leave while you can. Leave before the next election if you can. Make sure you got your money straight, get it straight, and get out of Dodge, because there will come a time, perhaps, where you can't leave.
That's the scary part.
That's the thing. Things go in cycles. Look at what was happening historically 100 years ago. See, when people get nervous about economics, they're looking for somebody to blame. When people don't feel like they can feed their families and pay their bills, they start looking for somebody to blame. Y'all know the pattern.
Yeah, which causes chaos.
Y'all know the pattern. So with that, we are going to let you go. We'll say hi to a couple of people: Greta, Bree, Lynn, Maya, Ashanti, Ken, hello, Nina, Ken, Bill, Raquel, the Flores family, Valerina, Professor, Kay, Nina, Deborah, High Vibe. Who else is in the house?
So even Greta,
George.
Even Greta has a fan club out here.
Yeah, Greta.
Greta, you have a serious fan club out here. I mean, people were asking about you and
yes,
I thought you were here.
Right? Time to start your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Time to start your YouTube channel. They're like, yeah, we know Greta. They don't know you, but they know we always mention you. So time to start your YouTube channel. All right, y'all. So this Sunday, we are going to talk about dating abroad. But we definitely wanted to come to you, bring you some statistics, and tell you the top 5 reasons why folks are getting out of Dodge. If any of that resonates with you, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe. Y'all know we have a Move to Portugal Summit coming up in November. We have partnered with Blacksit Global, Krishan from Blacksit Global. So we're really, really excited about that. And with that, we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
See ya.